Right now in this country, 1 out of every 4 people gives up most of his time to the care, medical care, of a member of his family or extended family. And that is because, as you have just implied, we have been so good at dealing with acute disease that we've made a tremendous number of chronically ill people. If you prevent heart attacks and you prevent deaths with cancer and you prevent all these things, you're going to end up with a lot of people with arthritis and other things that cripple them but don't kill them. And so if you look ahead 10 years into the baby boomers turning 65, not 1 out of 4, but 3 out of 4 will be involved in the care of a member of the family or an extended family. Now, a lot of this is due to the fact that the kind of insurance that has sold most poorly in this country is long-term insurance. It's expensive, but if you can afford it, by all means get it, because it pays off in the long run. There just have to be a lot of adjustments to society, because the background of all this is that everything you've said is true demographically, but it is also happening in a political and economic environment where Social Security is getting very shaky, where Medicare is getting very shaky, and so we're going to have 2 major changes in the way we deal with money for old people, or the way we deal for health for old people, and they're just 2 of the problems. So in 2 hours of a conversation, we couldn't come to any conclusions except to sort of outline what the problems are, and then to submit those to the kinds of things in government. If we're going to ask the government to do this, who can come up with some loose solutions? I can tell you that I don't think the government should be involved totally in any of these things. If we're going to have changes that involve the government, I think they should be a public-private partnership with one holding the other in check. I think that's the only way that you can avoid the fraud and the waste and the abuse that takes place when you have large sums of money available for people and no sense of accountability that you can check on.
What should the aging baby boomers be doing right now to make things better or easier by the time they are 65?
Well, it's already past the time that they should have made one decision, and that is change their lifestyle so that they don't go up a hill to 65 and go down a long hill through a final illness and die. You can go up this ladder and get up on a plateau and stay up here for a long time. But that means you've got to make decisions when you're 40, 45, and a lot of them didn't do that. The second thing they have to do is to realize that they cannot rely on government to either take care of their health or to take care of their income. And so a lot of people who think they have a little nest egg that's going to provide them with over and above what the government gives them, a wonderful life traveling and raising roses and doing all that sort of thing, they're going to have to find that they maybe have to work, maybe they have to do a job, maybe they have to do a lot of things at home they never did before. And it's going to mean a lot of lifestyle changes after 65. But, you know, I'm 85, and I make the facetious comment that the golden years are really only gold-plated. But whether it is real gold or gold-plated depends an awful lot on the kind of preparation that you make and the way the people around you appreciate you and treat you. One of the reasons for that, you probably noticed that after 15 years of experimentation, the Netherlands the other day legalized euthanasia. Well, it's been essentially legalized for 15 years, but what that means is that we now have creeping into our culture that when things get too tough, get rid of them. And that will certainly come here, and we have a lot of ethical decisions. The first will be presented to you in the form of assisted suicide, because that seems so nice and gentle. You do it to yourself, you don't get involved in society. But if you believe in having a pro-life position, and mine is a thoroughly pro-life position, you make life as comfortable for those people and as pain-free for those people and as socially acceptable for those people, so they don't want to kill themselves. And that's one of the obligations that physicians have. Physicians can't do everything. And one of the problems we face in our society is that the public, the culture, has medicalized life. And that's not a good word, but we can use it here. If a woman comes to see a doctor and she has a very strange, funny feeling in her esophagus as though she'd swallowed a hard-boiled egg and it won't go up and it won't go down. And the doctor tries to take care of that, and she goes home and says, I went to the doctor and he gave me some medicine and I still have the same pain. Well, the pain is caused not by the doctor or by his inadequacies, but the fact that her husband's an alcoholic, her mother has Alzheimer's disease, she's got a delinquent child, she's got a son on heroin, and those are not medical problems.
Mm-hmm.
Those are social problems that a doctor cannot change. Mm-hmm. And if he can't change those, you're going to have the hard-boiled egg sitting right here.